Hello. So I'm back again with one more question that I received yesterday, and this was about how my dimension field captions are generated in Business Central. So let's first go through the context of what the question is, and then we'll come back to it. So good day, everyone. This is Saurabh Dhani, and today we'll talk about how these captions are dynamically generated and what else is possible with on a custom solution that you're building where you can dynamically generate captions. So before we head into any code or anything, let's open Business Central and let's go to a place where dimensions are defined, which is journal ledger setup. If I'm writing it correctly, so on your journal ledger setup, there's an area for dimensions where there are two global dimensions, and then there are six shortcut dimensions. The first two shortcut dimensions are same as global dimensions, and then you can define your shortcut dimensions as you need, as per your business. Uh, it's suggested that you think before you decide your global dimensions because that's where you would like to analyze your data most frequently, and they should not be changed. As in, there's a way that you can change it. It's suggested that you keep them as much as consistent. And I'm not an expert on the functional side, so maybe that's a good question for someone else. But but let's see what the question is. So we have specified our shortcut dimension 3 as area. Now, when I go into different pages, okay, it doesn't like me because I've changed the dimension. Let's refresh this and we'll go into general ledger entries to see how these global and shortcut dimensions are visible. So let's go to general ledger entries and we'll see that somewhere here there's a department code, which is the global dimension, the other global dimension, customer group code, and then at the end you will see the shortcut dimensions, area code, and business group code. Now others will be visible if they are defined on your general ledger setup, at least on most of the pages in Business Center. But now my dimension is called area, and why I'm seeing area code here and business group code would be the question. So the way it works is, before going into the code, or let's go into the code first so that it makes sense. Let me open my Business Central and let's go into the same page called Journal Ledger Entries. GL entries. I'm not writing it correct. Okay, I was writing it correct. And then there is a table that is on which this page is based on, which is GL entry. So let's go into the table itself. Let's close this. Let me zoom this in so that we can see that. And let's go to the dimensions. It's easier to search. So let's do a global dimension code. Ah, global dimension 1 code. Okay, here it is. So the field is called global dimension 1 and then global dimension 2. There's a table relation set to it. There's a table relation set to it. But what translates that caption is based on this property called caption class. So we'll be going a little bit deeper into caption class today. So the caption class is used to control the caption that is useful for the field that you would like to generate for it. And this is a property that you can set on the table fields or at the page fields or even at the page level labels if you have any. That's where you can use it. Now, if you look at the global dimension 1 and 2, it starts with a pattern 1, 1, and then for the 1, it says global dimension 1. For the 2, it says global dimension 2. But now, if you look at it for the shortcut dimension 3 is the field, you will see that the caption class have been changed to 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 4, and then 1 to 5, and so on and so forth. So the 1 prefix is used for globe, and 1 2 prefix for the caption class is used for the shortcut dimension. Now, specifically for the dimensions, there is a area and the center where you can define this, which is when you go to the dimensions page, you see that this is the code called area. There's a name for it, which is as simple as that. What will be the caption for the field is defined here, called area code. And what will be the caption, where in system you are using dimension as a filter, will be as area filter, and so on and so forth. So if you just would like to change it, and we'll just play around with it, you can change it here. But keep in mind, when you change this, it will not work as it is. What you'll have to do is you'll have to go into dimensions, go into the translation, and in the translation, you can say, okay, when my user is using the language selection on their settings here, my settings as English United States, then I would like to call the code caption as, let's say, my name, sort of code. So anytime a user opens a page where there is an area dimension added, the caption of that field will change to sort of code. So let's go ahead. Let's close this. You'll have to close this because this gets generated at the runtime. Let's refresh the browser and we'll see how a simple change on a setup will update your dimension captions automatically in your business center. So let's look at it and let's move toward right. And you'll see now it's called as sort of code. So if you have multiple languages that you are using, you can always go into your dimensions page and change that based on the location that you're using. And I'll revert it back to area code. Doesn't sound good. I'm not a dimension in a company. So this is how you can change the dimension captions in Business Center. But this is not just the intention of this video. We are going to talk about a little bit deeper into caption class. So when you would like to understand about caption class, there is a code unit which does the translation for us. So let's open our VS Code and we'll get back into that. The code unit is part of the system application, if I'm not wrong, and the code unit is called caption class. The caption class code unit provides us two integration event. One is on resolve caption class and the second is on after caption class resolve. Let's read a little bit about it and then we'll go into a very small demo about it of how I can use it. The on after caption class resolve is an integration event for after resolving caption class expression. We need to give a language, caption expression, and caption. Okay. But what we are going to use is on resolve caption class when you would like to customize it. Now what it says, let's read about it a little bit. That there's okay. So keep in mind that there should be one single subscriber code unit per caption area, which is one of the parameter here. So there should be one single subscriber code unit per caption area. So if you have multiple caption areas, then you need to have multiple subscriber code unit. And we'll come to that in a while. The event implements the resolve pattern, which is there in the system. If the subscriber resolves the caption, it should be resolved true. So if when you are subscribing to this event and you are done with it, there is a boolean that you need to set called resolved as true. What are these parameters? The caption area is used for the caption class expression. Should be unique for each subscriber. Okay. The caption expression is used for resolving the caption class expression. The language that you are resolving it. The caption, which is the exit parameter that will be returned to the calling table or the page wherever you are using that property. And then the result is a boolean how the subscriber, how the event will know that you have done whatever you are trying to do. So let's try to use it. Now there are some details about it which are also available in the system one, not directly, but you'll have to see the implementation of it, and that should be in an interface if I'm not wrong. No. Let's do all. Okay, caption class implementation code unit. What this does, it have one method to resolve caption, which we have the subscriber in code unit 42. That method is here, and that only caters the requirement of caption area 3. Now what we saw, if you remember on the general ledger entry page, is 1, and then there should be something called as 2, and then there is a value 3, it seems. So what are these three values? Let's understand it. The value 1, when it starts with the caption area, when it starts with 1, it is default in the system that it is used for dimensions as caption. So 1 is handled by the base application, where 1, the spatial meaning for 1 caption area is for dimensions. The 2 is for the caption of field that include uh, that can include VAT or things like that. So if you pass something like 20 and then a field name, let's say invoice amount, the resulting will automatically say amount, invoice amount excluding VAT. Or if you do a 2-1 invoice amount, then it'll return invoice amount including VAT. So these are predefined options. If the caption area starts with 1, which we have seen, it will be converting it to a dimension. It will check the dimension logic that's written in the system and convert it to that. The 2 is used for excluding VAT and including VAT based on what's the second parameter, 1 or 2, oh sorry, 0 or 1. And 3, which you see here, is nothing. It just returns whatever you are passing. So if you are passing the caption expression, it just returns the same thing as it is, and we'll see what that means. But there's no limit what you can do here. You can say 50,000, you can say 8, you can say you should not do 8. We should always use our numbers. So let's say 50,000, 50,005, and so on and so forth. In that case, it automatically looks, are there any subscriber for it, and does the conversion for it. So you cannot modify the behavior of 1 or 2. If you just want to play around with it, you can play with 3. And if you want a generic style, then you should use any number which should be in your range, let's say 50,000, and so on and so forth. While defining that, if you omit the caption area, comma caption expression, that's the pattern that you need to define there, it'll just be returning you whatever the caption class is. So nothing is going to change there. So a lot of talking. Let's take an example. That's been a while. So let's do some code here. Okay. So let's add a new. Let's use AZAL, our favorite extension, and create a page. I'm not going into the table level, but you can do the same stuff there. And let's do a SDH item ledger entry. Let's say I'm creating one page. The source table is item ledger entries, just to keep it simple, and the is list, and it's available as list. Let's move next. Let's choose some field randomly. Let's do document type, document number, drop shipment, and let's say expiration date, and external document number. That's it. I guess we'll be able to play around with it. There's a page. That's nothing on this. But let's create a new code unit into it, and we'll call it as SDS caption translation. Okay, let's finish it. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to subscribe to that event. So let's do a event subscriber for our code unit called caption class. which event we need. Let's look up, and we need on resolve caption. There's no element, that's only applicable for the tables. And let's do a false here, and let's do a false here. So if you don't know what these falses are, ping me and we'll deal with it. Or in this case, let's do these true. I doubt that it should be false in this case. We'll talk about it if needed. What we are doing? We are doing a method called as resolve custom translation. Okay, let's see what parameters are here. We need caption area, as we know, that's the input. We need caption expression, that's required. We need caption because that's the written value. And as we were reading the documentation, we need resolved because if everything happens, we need to resolve it. Now let's assume that my caption area is equal to, let's take a number, our favorite, 50,000. Then do something. What are you gonna do? You're gonna say the caption will be, let's create a method, get caption, and then I'll pass the caption expression because like dimension, I can do two parameter part, right? And then at the end, once it is done, I'll have to do a result is equal to true. What will happen? Whatever this method will return will be returned as caption, and the page will show that caption if it is defined by that property, the caption class property. So let's create this procedure called get caption. Here it is, like it later. So let me add it here. And here I say that if my caption expression, which is a text parameter, let me do a case for this. Okay, case caption expression of, okay. And then I say if the value of the second parameter that is passed is 1, then exit sort of. Let's see. If it is passed as 2, then exit the central or BC. And then if it is 3, sorry, if it is 3, then exit demo. Okay. So now, if on a field at the page level or at the table level, if I specify 50,000 comma 1, it will return me sort of. If I do 50,002, it will return me BC, and so on and so forth. So let's try that. So on this page that we have created, let's do here a caption class of 50,000 comma 1. Okay, let's do a 50,000 comma 2. Let's do a 50,000 comma 3. And in this, let's also play around with the standard one, which is the option 3, so that we understand it. If I do a 3 and say expiration date, it should return me the word as it is. That's the beauty of it. Then the last but not least is, I'm not sure about it, but let's try this. If I say caption, oh sorry, caption class, and I say 2 comma 0 comma uh, external doc number, it should return me. So I'm using 0, so it should return me excluding that. And let me add one more field here so that we can see the including thing. Okay. And this is just for trial, so don't change your captions like this. I know you guys are wiser enough to take that call, but I'm just showing you for the demo purposes. Okay. So if I do 1, it should return me the thing. And if I define one more field where I utilize the Microsoft, the option 1, then it should return me the dimension captions as they are called. Okay, so let's see correction. I'm not sure about these last two steps, but what's harm? Okay, I'm not making any breaking changes. So let's do 1 1 2, which means global dimension 2. So let's see what happens. We have the custom caption class here for three fields. We have used the option 3, we have used the option 2, and we have used the option 1, and so on and so forth. So we can keep on using this, and let me publish this as we go ahead, and we'll see once it gets published. Okay, what is that page called? I'll have to search for it. Okay, copy. Let's minimize this. Let's wait for this to publish here. Okay. So as this gets published, all my captions should match to what I've set it to based on the different caption class properties. So let's search for this page. I see this page, and here it is. Okay. So let's go back into our VS Code so that we can do a side-by-side comparison of this. And let me keep it smaller so that we can see it side by side. So what do we have set for the first page? We set 50,001 and it returned me Saurav because 50,001 is Saurav. The second one is BC, so that's what I said. 3 is demo, that's what I said. So the first one is done, the second one is done, the third one, the custom passed. Next one I said 3 and expiration date, it just returned me as it is, the expiration date. The fourth one, where I said 20 extended document number, it said extended document number excluding tags. And for area, I said 21, so it said area including tags. And then the last, I said 112, which is my global dimension 2, so it said customer group code. So what we learned today, when you have to dynamically change or manage your captions for different fields, you should be utilizing the caption class property on your table fields or on your page fields or on your page labels. The value 1 for the caption area is restricted for dimension conversion. You can't change it. The only thing that you can change is on your dimension going into language translation and then convert to whatever you want if needed. The option 2 of caption area is reserved for adding the word excluding VAT or including VAT based on the second parameter. The first parameter is 2, the second parameter being 0 means excluding VAT, means 1 mean including VAT. The 3 caption area just returns you the caption expression that you have given. And then you are open to utilize any caption area within your range. Just remember, when you are subscribing, for each caption area, there should be one subscriber. And as we have seen, the caption subscriber will convert it to the values that you need based on whatever you have set here, as we did here. So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully the person who have asked this question finds the answer that he or she was looking for. This is Saurabh Dhyani signing out. Do share this video if you learned something new. Share it with your colleagues. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and please do that. There are very few subscribers that I see, and it kind of keeps me motivated to keep doing the stuff as I'm doing based on your subscriber addition into the channel. See you next day with the next question if I get something from community, and we'll talk again. Have a great day.